Imagine a world where no one can hear, a world where sounds have no significance, where life is defined solely by what can be seen, touched, and felt. Now, picture yourself as the only one who can hear. What if you could hear the whispers of thoughts, the hidden emotions behind every word spoken, and the unsung rhythms of life? Would you be a hero, or would you be viewed as an outsider? The choice you make could alter everything. This is the tale of the eyes that could hear, a story that challenges everything we know about truth, perception, and the human understanding of reality. In the heart of a secluded town nestled between hills and forests, there was a boy named Theo. Unlike the other children who roamed the streets, laughing and playing under the warmth of the sun, Theo was always a little different. His curiosity was his greatest gift and his greatest curse. While everyone around him found joy in simple things, Theo couldn't help but feel there was something more beneath the surface, something beyond what he could see and touch. The town was peaceful, quiet, and everyone was content. But Theo felt something was missing. The people of the town didn't understand him. They thought him odd, even peculiar. They couldn't fathom his restlessness, the way he would often sit by the window, listening to the wind or staring at the stars in deep thought. But to Theo, these were not just things to see or touch. They were things to understand. And so, he sought answers to questions that no one else had even thought to ask. One day, while exploring his grandmother's old attic, Theo came across a dusty old box hidden away in the corner. It was filled with relics from the past, worn books, old trinkets, and forgotten treasures. But amidst all of these was something that immediately caught his eye, a pair of spectacles, gleaming faintly despite the layers of dust. There was nothing particularly special about them, except for the strange aura they seemed to exude. The moment Theo placed the spectacles on his face, a flood of new sensations overwhelmed him. It wasn't just the sharpness of vision that struck him, it was something far deeper. It was as if the entire world had begun to hum with sound. Each object around him now spoke. The leaves rustled in melodies. The stones underfoot seemed to whisper in a language he couldn't yet understand. But that was just the beginning. He could hear the wind, not just its howling force, but its song. He could hear the trees not merely swaying in the breeze, but singing the secrets of the forest. As Theo ventured out into the town, he realized that the sounds of life were far more intricate than anyone had ever noticed. He could hear the laughter of children, but it wasn't just the sound. It was a rhythm of joy and sorrow, an undertone of unspoken fears and hopes. The footsteps of adults had their own language too. Each step echoed their worries, their aspirations, and their doubts. Theo's world had transformed into a vibrant symphony of sound. Every voice, every action, every emotion now vibrated through the air in frequencies only he could perceive. But as he delved deeper into the sounds of the world, something unexpected happened. The more he heard, the more isolated he felt. At first, Theo was thrilled by his newfound ability. He thought it was a gift, a blessing to hear the things others couldn't. But the reality was far more complex. The people around him, the very ones he had grown up with, were now veiled in layers of sound that he could no longer ignore. Their words became jumbled with hidden truths, their smiles shadowed by the tension in their hearts. The harmony of life had become discordant in his ears. "Why does he always look like he's hearing something we can't hear?" whispered one of the town's elders. "It's as if he's listening to something too real." As Theo shared his discovery with the townspeople, they couldn't understand. "You're hearing things that aren't there," they would tell him. "The wind doesn't sing and trees don't speak. You must be imagining it. Life is what you see, not what you hear." Despite their dismissal, Theo continued to try to explain. "I hear the earth breathe. I hear the stones speak of their age. I hear the world as it is, alive, full of hidden songs." But to the people of the town, it was incomprehensible. "He's changed," they said. "He's no longer like us." Slowly, the townspeople began to withdraw from Theo. What had once been fascination turned into fear. "What if he can hear our thoughts?" some whispered. "What if he knows things he shouldn't?" The very idea that someone could hear what wasn't meant to be heard unsettled them. One day, the elders gathered to discuss the growing concerns about Theo. "This gift he has," said one elder, "may not be a gift at all. It may be a curse. He hears things that could break him and us. We cannot allow him to live among us if he continues to listen to the unspoken. So they decided to act. They called for Theo to meet them at the town square, and the elders laid before him an ultimatum. If you wish to stay here, you must give up these strange ideas. You must stop hearing the things that were never meant to be heard. Only then can you live in peace with us. Theo stood there, his heart heavy. He could not unhear what he had learned. But the town, the people he loved, was everything he knew. How could he choose between his new world and the one he had grown up in? The choice weighed on him, but before he could respond, an unexpected voice interrupted. A wandering sage had entered the town, a mysterious figure dressed in flowing robes who had heard of the boy's plight. Theo, the sage, spoke with a calm that seemed to carry wisdom beyond the ages. You are not cursed. You are simply more attuned to the world than others. But balance is key. Too much of any gift can overwhelm you. There is beauty in silence and stillness, but there is also power in hearing what others cannot. The sage continued, you do not have to choose between the town and your gift. You must choose how to use it wisely. To hear the world is a blessing, but to understand it, to live with it, is true power. Theo, filled with newfound clarity, knew what he had to do. He realized that he couldn't live in a world where every secret, every emotion was laid bare. The truth, no matter how profound, was too heavy for one's soul to bear. He had to find balance. He couldn't let the world's noise consume him. With a heavy heart, Theo left the town. But this time, he didn't run from his gift. He embraced it, understanding that silence could be just as powerful as sound. He carried with him the knowledge that the world was full of secrets, and some of those secrets were meant to be left untold. As Theo wandered into the mountains, he felt a peace he had never known. The balance between silence and sound, between knowing and not knowing, was a delicate dance. And in that dance, he found his place in the world. The story of the eyes that could hear teaches us that perception is everything. The truth isn't just about hearing what others can't. It's about understanding when to listen and when to remain silent. Sometimes, knowing too much can hurt us, but understanding when to listen and what to hear can lead us to the peace we crave. The real question, however, is this: would you be able to handle the truth, or would the truth handle you? Would you choose to hear everything, knowing that sometimes silence is a deeper understanding? Or would you walk away, refusing to open your ears to the world? Let us know in the comments. And make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a story that will challenge your perception of reality.